Yes, there we go. Welcome, everybody, to Lacey's first Accreditation Network meeting. And we'll have many more after this, and we really appreciate you joining us. As you see, the title is Accreditation Support Updates and More. What we'd like to start with is a little bit of an icebreaker, and I'm going to have Holly read the chats as they come in. For the next few minutes, please put your name and the location where you are in the chat, your accreditation status, and something fun. But I'm going to take this from Rashi because she did it with the on a national meeting this past week. Name one thing that you recently bought for yourself for fun, just for special, just to make you feel wonderful. And Holly's going to read these as everybody puts them into their chat. So let's take about 5 minutes and everybody go ahead and put their information into the chat. And Holly, if you'll read them off as they come in, okay?
Well, so far, no one's doing anything fun. It's all boring.
Oh, come on now. Come on, everybody. You got to be fun. Come on. You know, we're at the end of February.
So Elizabeth Elliott is here. She's in the renewal process. Same thing with Chris Burtock. Elizabeth did not put her location, but I believe Chris is here in Tallahassee. Susan Gage is with us from the ELC Northwest Florida. Erasima, hi, she's here with us. Emmy Lou from Miami, Provisional Accreditation.
Emmy Lou just bought an hourglass.
I know, I'm getting there. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm going in order. Okay, Chris,
Okay,
do you
sorry.
want to do this? You
No,
can do it.
You do
All
it.
right. Right, we got an hourglass. Susan bought herself some shoes. We've got Jill from St. Petersburg in the renewal process. Another renewal process in Tallahassee. Erasmus from Miami. I'm looking for the funny stuff. Ooh, Wendy from Gainesville just bought herself a she bought her mom a Freddie Mercury CD from Greece. That's cool. That's kind of for yourself, right? Latasha is also up here in Tallahassee. She does not currently have accreditation. She bought herself a salt lamp. I love those things. We have Jackie from St. Petersburg seeking provisional status. Sylvia down in Miami bought herself some perfume. Love it. We have, Rashi from DC. She subscribed to an Ipsy beauty bag. Nice. Lavetta just went shopping. Not sure what she bought, but Angela, loving this in Pinellas County. She just ordered some really cute electric bikes. I want to learn more about that.
Nice.
Vivian, she's not currently accredited. Tara, oh my gosh, I'm loving, this is the favorite one. I'm not even going to read the rest. She bought herself some Girl Scout cookies and ate the whole box. I totally know how you're living. We got a popcorn machine and rolling hot dog cooker, some earrings, t-shirts, new flooring. That must have been a really great investment. We got some new shoes, a beauty. Oh, what is this? Recently bought a new lipstick. I love this to wear under my beautiful mask. We got some people redoing a pool. I like Jill's response. My sanity is on back order. Okay. Lavetta, when she went shopping, clothes, perfume, shoes, and purses. Plural, I would like to know. Purses is plural. We got Pat McGrath and Pat McGrath makeup. Nice. Lots of fun things. And looks like we have a really good mix between those that don't have accreditation that are wanting to learn more about it, those that are in the renewal process, and those that are looking for information about that accreditation status. So, and now I'm gonna have to go investigate Pat McGrath makeup. And with that, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and allow you to introduce our guest speaker.
Okay. Thank you. Let me get rid of the chat while I think that I'm looking at. Well, we're very excited to have everyone here tonight. Like I said, this is our first Accreditation Network meeting. Lacey is very committed and dedicated to helping and assuring and doing what we can to support all currently NACCE accredited centers to remain so and to go through their processes And we also want to be able to help those centers who want to think about it, want to look at it, want to learn about it. There's lots of ways we're going to be working on this, and you'll be learning more as time goes on. We got some exciting things coming. But the networking idea is there is a lot of people from around the state who are accredited and have lots of experience, and they have indicated that they would be glad to be mentors and to be peer support. And our idea is to link people together to help each other out, because we know that one of the best ways to learn is from someone who's already gone through it. So that's part of what we'll be working on. But to kick us off tonight, I'm very delighted to introduce to you the NACCE team. We have, where's Rashi? I need to see where Rashi is. There you are, there you go. Rashi Sharma, and is Shantia also on the phone?
Yes, she's here as well.
Okay, Shantia, why don't I have you say hello first and just introduce yourself, and then I'll hand it over to Rashi. Is she there?
Yes, I'm sorry. I was hitting all the appropriate buttons to make my camera work and make my microphone work. Hello, everyone. We're so excited to be able to join one of your meetings today. I'm sorry, Chris, I missed all that you wanted me to share. I don't just
introduce yourself and what you do at NACCE, because you're relatively new in the department. So tell them about yourself.
Yes, I am. Let me look. Less than a month, actually, barely, as the new director of quality quality improvement and program support. However, I've been with NAEYC for be 6 years in July. So those years prior to this position had a lot to do with the assessor work and the assessment items. So I'm excited to still be with NAEYC, doing something new and working with an awesome team.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate you being here tonight. And I just want to say to the group, I've been in communication with Shanti and Rashi over the past month, and I will say they have been extremely responsive. I find that if I send an email up with a question, almost within an hour, I get a response back. So I just want you to know I'm very honored that they're with us tonight, and I'm delighted that they are the NACCE team, and I think Florida will benefit from this greatly. So Rashi, I'm going to hand it to you and let you introduce yourself and go ahead and get started, because you got a lot of information to share with everybody tonight.
Great. Thank you. So my name is Rashi Sharma, and my title is Relationship Implementation Specialist at NACCE. I've been with NACCE for a little over a year now. I started in November 2019, right? I think so. No, yeah, November, it doesn't matter. A little over a year now. So, but before that, I was in admin, and before that, I taught both pre-kindergarten and kindergarten. So I've been through the NACCE accreditation process, both as a teacher, but then also as an admin, and now in NACCE's accreditation department, I help programs go through the same type of process. So, it's actually through the steps, that's kind of the accreditation 101 of it, but also through the clarity of actual assessment items. And in my opinion, most importantly, through the partnerships that we have in this particular case with Flacey, with Chris. It's really, really important for us to reach as many programs as possible and provide the help that they need. And so we recently worked with the Children's Forum from Florida, and we were able to get some good changes in that aspect and addressed a few issues. So I have a PowerPoint to share. So I'm going to share my screen first and foremost. And Chris, if you could just tell me if you see that.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And,
Cool.
and to everybody, if you have questions as we go, if you'll put them in the chat, when we take a break, Holly will read the questions out so that Rashi can perhaps answer some of the questions.
Yep. And Chris, do I have the whole hour, or do I just have a little bit?
We're here till 7:30. If I could have the last 5-10 minutes, that would be great. So,
okay.
So do what you can do. Absolutely.
Okay, great. I'm doing more of a high level, but let's leave some time for question and answer, because I saw in the chat box that most of you are in that renewal. So this is super going to apply to you. And so questions will come up. So let's go ahead and get started. We have some portal updates. Chris wanted me to address this because I know and I have felt the frustration that people have had with the portal. And so we are here to assure you that we've put in quite a lot of work into making it better, into making it run faster and not have as many glitches. There are still a few kinks that we're working out, which is why we still have this email handle that I have on this slide, which is portalsupport@naci.org. So if anything comes up with the portal, what we request is that you email that. You always include your program ID because that helps us identify your program. You can include your program name as well, just as a confirmation. Always let us know your username that you're actually getting to log in, because that ends up being somewhat of an issue too. People are using like the wrong email address to get in. So if you let us know that and we determine that's the issue, then so on and so forth. But like I said, I have felt your frustration. I know how long that the dashboard used to take to load. And now it's, within a second. And we have a dedicated support staff for that particular thing, for the portal. Our operations team works pretty much day and night on it. Any feedback, as always, is incredibly important, but we do hope that you're noticing the differences. A lot of people also don't know, and I admittedly did not know this in the past before coming to NACI, but we actually have really great resources for the portal. So that's in this website right here. That's naci.org/early-learning/resources. And at the end of this, I'm not going to drop it in the chat because it's going to go away. So I will email Chris all of the links that I've put in today's presentation, so then she can get it out to all of you. But that's where the portal resources live. And they're awesome. Like there's guides for annual reports 1 through 4. There's guides for starting the portal. If you know a program that's beginning the process, there's guides for how to even complete the portions within the annual report. So definitely check that out. And we very much appreciate your patience with all of that. So now we can talk about the provisional accreditation process. And what we have in front of us is a new resource that our team worked on that is not released yet. So you guys are actually the first people to see it, which is exciting. We created this flow chart for our visual learners. I'm a visual learner, so this really, really helps me as well. It will be on the website, probably, I think Shantia, you said by the end of this week or beginning of next. So I'm not gonna send this via email, but definitely look out in our website in the provisional accreditation part for this if you like this flow chart, but we have other resources too that I'll talk about. Now, most of you, like I said, I noticed in the chat, are renewing programs. So because you guys are renewing programs, that means that you are going to get the option of going provisional or standard for maintaining your accreditation. This would also apply if you're a candidate program. So, but this will not apply if you're in annual report 3, 2, 1, if you're accredited, and it will not apply if you are registered, enrolled, or applicant. So I'll say that again, provisional accreditation, the choice of it is for either candidates going through accreditation the first time or for renewing programs that have already submitted their 4th annual report and their status says renewal. So let's just kind of go through this chart. So we announced the provisional accreditation on January 26th. And on January 27th, the programs should have received information about what cohort they fall into. And basically based on that cohort, you know when you'll be contacted by a NACCE staff member to set up a phone consultation. So an email went out that said, you'll be contacted in February, or you'll be contacted in April, or you'll be contacted in May. Those are our 3 times for a cohort: February, April, and May. And then you get this Calendly link. And so then you go to the Calendly link, and then you set up a phone consultation with one of us. And through that phone consultation, all of your answers are, all of your questions are answered. So if you received, like, if you sent in a ticket, I have some questions about provisional, I'm in a renewing program, and you've gotten something back that says, you know, please wait until we reach out to you. It's because we've organized it in such a manner, and we've allowed enough time in these phone consultations that we will answer all of your questions at that point, and any other ones that you have. We have lots of resources on the website, which again, I will go through after this. So I just said a lot. A lot of you are probably wondering, well, why don't I know my cohort? The answer to that is, we have found that because a lot of programs, it's not your fault at all. NACCE sends out tons and tons of marketing emails, but a lot of programs did unsubscribe, because it's not only accreditation emails, right? Like it's about the conferences, it's about the books, it's about everything. It's so much that can come into your inbox. A lot of people pressed unsubscribe. Again, not your fault. So we found that a lot did that, therefore didn't receive their knowledge of a cohort. But here's where the fun part comes in, is my partnership with Chris. So if you reach out to Chris and you say, Chris, I'm a renewing program and I don't know my cohort, I don't know when NACCE is going to contact me for this phone consultation, provide your program ID. Chris lets me know. I let Chris know when you'll be contacted, and boom, there you go. So that's really a beauty right there of our partnership. Now, after that phone consultation, you go through, you ask the questions, they give you the whole spiel. Let's say you choose provisional accreditation. At that point, you would the next day receive a share file invitation. And ShareFile is a secure sharing platform. And so it's only for your eyes and only for your assessor's eyes. You would set up an account with ShareFile, and we actually have webinars on it, but it's pretty easy. So you just set up the account, and then once you're in it, you're going to see 2 folders, one that says program portfolio, one that says classroom portfolios. And so you click the program portfolio folder, and then you upload your program portfolio in it. So that means that your portfolios do have to be digital for this option. You could totally go digital for standard too, if you want, but you don't have to. I'm more of a physical type of girl, but if I was going provisional, obviously I would have to digitize. We also have tips on how to do that. I know at my old center, the printer had like scanning thing, which made it easy. But I also know that I've downloaded a few apps. My dad taught me some, but we've linked an article where we have suggested apps, / if you need the extra help, we can provide that too. You would just let whoever you talk to know that, like, I need the extra help in digital, the world of that. So anyway, in this share file, you don't upload like evidence by evidence. You upload the whole program portfolio and the whole classroom portfolios. We have templates that we will talk about later, but you don't have to use them. They're just out there for your use. And for classroom portfolios, a big question is you do have to do 1 per age group. So if you have infants, if you have toddlers, if you have preschool, if you have kindergarten, if you have school age, we are going to expect to see 5 classroom portfolios. We're not going to expect to see 1 per class, like all 11 of your classes, just one per age group. Another thing that's going to come up that you guys should know is that if you are currently just supporting kindergartens, like, but they're using, you know, their own curriculum from public school or school agers, don't list that in your portal because you're just supporting them because of COVID-19. If they're actually using your curriculum, then yes, they should be listed in your portal. But otherwise, we're going to look at your portal. If we see you have infant, toddler, preschool, we're going to expect to see infant, toddler, preschool classroom portfolios. So then that leads us to the next part of the flow chart, which is uploading to ShareFile by the due date. The person you speak to will let you know your due date based on whatever cohort you're in. If you are in this current cohort, then your due date is May 15th, if that gives you an idea. And the final step is to upload a portfolio completion checklist that we have created because let's say you make a mistake and you need to edit something. By all means do so before your due date. But the minute you upload that portfolio completion checklist, that's final, no more edits allowed. That's telling us that go ahead and assess my portfolios. I'm ready for you. So I think it's really helpful. And I think programs will too. Finally, 90 days. So just like with standard, 90 days to come up with a decision. The assessor will look through both your program portfolio and your classroom portfolios, and you'll either get provisional accreditation achieved or provisional accreditation deferred. If you get provisional accreditation achieved, you schedule something with your assessor for an observation only. I'll say that again, observation only. We're not going to look at your portfolios again. And sometime in 2022, that's what we're projecting right now based on like the state of the world. If you get provisional accreditation deferred, it's no worries. Things happen. It's okay. It's going to be a moment of quality improvement. And you won't have to start way at the beginning at a registered. You will start at an enrolled status, meaning you're going to bypass one of the fees, but then you do have to go through application and candidacy again. And don't forget, you're going to have the accreditation decision report, no matter what, no matter deferred or accredited. And that is extremely helpful and gives you great feedback on where you did well and where you need extra help. So I'll pause there for questions.
Okay, can you hear me, Rashi? One question that had come to us in advance is, will Florida's Gold Seal program accept provisional accreditation? And I know I had talked with DCF and such, but do you want to speak to that? Because I know y'all also have talked to them to make sure they're going to accept these provisional accreditations for Gold Seal.
That's a good question for Shantia.
Okay. Is she there?
I'm here. Yeah, it just takes me longer to get to the buttons.
Okay. Okay.
Conversations have been had. We still advise that that programs still reach out to be sure. We did have a meeting with Gold Seal where we afford them about the provisional option. But I would still encourage them to probably give you like maybe something that you can feel more confident about that they will accept it.
Okay, thank you. And I will say, when we talked with Felicia Bonner, who manages the Gold Seal, at the forum, she indicated that most accreditation programs are doing provisional, so this will not be an issue. If you have questions about any of it, you can email me at accreditation@flacy.org, and I can handle your question directly about that. So do we have any other questions in the chat from everything that Rashi just explained to you, or you want her to keep going?
No questions have been posted in the chat.
Okay, so Rashi, keep going.
Great. So now let's talk about the provisional accreditation resources. these are our templates. Like I said, you don't have to use these if you don't want. Like I've had some programs use other type of platforms for digital and they're very happy with it. This is just what we've developed in case people want to. So we have the program portfolio template, and then we have the classroom portfolios by the age group. The all ages would be if you have a mixed age, but we're, again, it has to be separate by age group. And so I really like these. My colleagues spent a good amount of time on them, very organized. They actually come with instructions at the top. I don't know if any of you have checked it out yet. But the first couple slides are with instructions, pretty straightforward. And then what I really like, and what I talked to someone about today too, and he liked it, is that a lot of those assessment items, they'll have give 2 examples of blank. So what my colleague did is that she made 2 slides for that. So she did the assessment item, like let's pretend it's 1C6. 1C6 I don't think has 2 examples, so I'm pretending. But let's say it's 1C6, then it's example 1, 1C6, example 2. And so that keeps you so organized because it's like, oh yeah, I do need to do 2 examples instead of, you know, if you're going through it, that could be something that you may forget. So check those out. They're in PowerPoint. They're also available in Word. And like I said, they have the instructions available, but we also have webinars that go with it. The next is our printable documents. And so we have a couple about, you know, the whole digital end of it. We've also been in talks with a digital help consultant. And so, like I said, if you're on the phone with that NACCE staff member and you tell them, I'm going to need the extra help, please let them know that no ego at all. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing digitally. And so if I had the help available, I would take it. But that's totally up to you. We also have these sheets and this how to digitize available. We have one for share file, like I talked about before with the process. And so that's just step by step. It's screenshots. And then we have these FAQs, and those will be added to as time goes on, as we get more feedback from programs like yourself. And then this provisional accreditation, what option do I choose? And that's kind of a broader sense, like, okay, so I can accept guests anytime soon. Let's go provisional. I can accept guests. You could go standard or you could go provisional. That's your option. That flow chart that I showed you will be coming out, as well as another resource that's going to be comparing standard versus provisional. One of the biggest things that, you know, Shantia wants out of our team is to develop these resources based on your feedback. So no feedback is harmful. In fact, it's good. And if you guys give enough, then we as a team can come up with those resources. And Shantia's turnaround time on them is really, really quick. So it's very exciting and helpful, in my opinion. Okay, this is a good question. Elizabeth asked, what is the timeline for standard? So let's say you're in cohort 1, and so you have your phone consultation, and then you chose standard. Your accreditation window is going to open up on March 1. And so that's very soon. So it'll be March 1, 6 months, August 1, 2021. So your standard accreditation site visit could happen anytime between those 6 months. I always tell programs prepare for earlier instead of later, just because that's what I would do. Like, go ahead and get everything finalized if that's what you choose, but that will be your window. Another question that just reminded me of is that if you're worried that you're a renewing program and that you're going to expire, please know that we're not going to let you expire. So whatever way that we've organized it, we've done so very strategically. And so no matter what cohort you're in, no matter what accreditation option you choose, whatever it may be, just know that we will not let you expire. We're on top of it. So don't worry. And if it's coming up and it's 1 month before your valid until date, around like the middle of the month before is when you would receive your extension if needed. All right, and then we have our listen and learn resources. So like I mentioned is the how to use your portfolio templates. And so that is just going through each of those directions, instructions. It also will show you like how to duplicate a slide. It'll go through the whole thing. And that's how to use those. Then we have 2 different versions for share file. One is with screenshots in a PowerPoint version, and then one is a guided experience. So it's me, and I'm actually opening up a share file account with you in that particular tutorial. Again, the reason behind 2 different kinds is just different type of learners. And then where can I find these? So if you go to NACCE.org, and then you hover over accreditation and then early learning program accreditation on the left, just scroll down a bit and this first blurb right here will have a link, provisional accreditation, or scroll more down and this cute little girl, press learn more for provisional accreditation. And there you go, it's all of the information, the resources, etc. And I saw a chat. This is a question that came in. We are completing our classroom portfolios using an online platform called View. It allows us to upload pictures and descriptions to meet each criteria. I'm doing the program portfolio. I'm doing it on PowerPoint. The online platform has all the standards embedded in the portfolio. Is that okay with NACCE? So Sylvia, as long as you can extract it and then upload it into share file, we're absolutely okay with it. It just has to go into share file. And most of these digital platforms, they will have that option to do so.
And I would just add to also be sure that I have the 2019 assessment items available for you in that platform.
Yes, very, very, very important. 2019 is our most up to date. It's what we use. It's what you should be using. So just make sure. All right. So that takes us into, and we're actually doing great on time because there'll be some leftover for question answer. NACCE and FLACE's partnership. I touched on it, Chris touched on it, but the whole point is that FLACE works with programs, and then me and Shantia and Megan, our team, we give information to Chris, to FLACE, who then disperses it into the programs. Questions come about, it goes to Chris, it comes to me. It's kind of like having leverage. Like I said, like you guys are the first ones to see that flow chart. You guys, if you don't know your cohort, you don't need to submit a ticket. You can go to Chris. Chris will come to me. And that's really the beauty of this partnership and the beauty behind accreditation facilitation projects in general. They're there to facilitate accreditation, and we are there to support that process.
Let me just, if I can just say, it's a great picture there. But to everybody who's looking and going, okay, how's Chris going to do anything else beside everything else we're doing? We are working on this and we've got some plans, and I think you're going to find that we will have personnel to help. So just have faith in us that we're doing this. And like I said, if Holly will send out the email, but The way you reach me for this is accreditation@flacy.org. So I'll say that several times, so you make sure you send me an email, I'll get back with you right away, okay? Okay, keep going.
Yep. And the question is, do you provide new accreditation seeker orientation? So there's a couple things for that. That's a very good question. As a person that's seeking accreditation, you actually can request a session called Accreditation 101 that will go through all of the details, all of the expectations, the whole process. So that's an option for you. But if you just want something that's very, basic, we can set up a 30-minute consultation. That's all I really have the capacity for right now. So I can't do more than 30, but you have the two options. Also, Chris would be a very good support in that case and could provide resources. I love the Accreditation 101 training. So if that's something that piques interest, just let Chris know so she can let me know. Or if you want the 30-minute phone consultation, we can make that happen after next week.
And what I would say to that, I know there's several programs on the call tonight who are interested, and what I will be looking to do is pull together a group of providers who are interested, and let's have a common training session where we're doing it all at one time, and you almost build a cohort in Florida of programs newly working towards NACI accreditation. So this is something we'll be working on, and you'll be hearing a lot more about it. You just need to email me and let me know that you're interested, and we'll get something organized for it, okay?
Great. And yes, I love this gift too, because it's fist bump, which is good for the COVID times. And that takes me into the relationship that NACI has with the Early Learning Program Council. So if you were on earlier, you heard a little bit, and we said that we would be getting to it. So the council does have openings, and so we're encouraging people to apply. NACI works hand in hand with council, and I believe we have Gigi on the line to talk more about that. And then this link right here is where the application link lives, which again, I'll send to Chris at the end of this.
Rashi, thank you. That was just perfect, Rashi and Shanti. And I'm going back, we talk about you. I'm going back and I'm gonna say what a great job you did. Because I'm old and I learned a lot. So the council, I'm sorry, the council guides the governing board in making decisions that we receive from the staff. And anything we've talked about tonight, not the resources so much, but all the provisional information, that information, to let you know how the council works, that the staff understood what was needed, designed something that they knew would maintain the integrity and the equity and the accountability of the accreditation process, and they came to the council with it. And we spent 2 days hashing it out, and we didn't need to do much. The staff is excellent. And so then the recommendation to accept it was voted on. And then I think from there it goes to the governing board and they accept it. So if you choose to apply to serve on the Accreditation Council for Accreditation, that's one of the jobs we have, is to approve policies and send them forward to the board. We also monitor and approve feedback. Got a lot of feedback on that portal from our communities. And that was another thing that when you sit on this council, most all of NAYC's work is inclusive, diverse and inclusive. And so the council is, as all of our boards are, a collection of multiple perspectives all across the country, various age, gender, race, various professional experiences, educational backgrounds, and current involvement with accreditation, so that there's great robust discussion, and the decisions are made, they have integrity because there's been a lot of discussions and the different perspectives were valued. We oversee accreditation decisions, not all, but very often if there's a deferral, and the deferral is, what do you call it, Rashi, when you challenge the deferral?
When you appeal.
Appeal. That was a hard word. I'm sorry. It's 7 o'clock. Come on. So when you appeal the decision, sometimes those appeals come to the council for discussion. And then that is processed internally, and the decision, I don't think that goes to the governing board, but then that goes back to staff, and they have all of our insight to add to it. There's been a lot of program standards revised in the last 2 years. And so those revisions are carefully reviewed by this council, and our perspectives and our experience and our knowledge all are become a part of what the final decision is. So this council really is invaluable to the quality of the accreditation. The link is here. I encourage all levels of education, all levels of knowledge, all levels of experience, and all levels of all different types of people to apply to the council, because it's not a council that is exclusive by any means. It's very inclusive. Another thing I really feel strongly about, as someone who's applied and been on the governing board slate twice and lost, but please apply again. If you apply this year and you're not given an interview or you're not appointed to the council, please apply again. I chair the nominating panel on this council. And so many times we have people that are so impeccably qualified, but not exactly what we need this year. So, and of course, your hands are tied. You can only advise people to apply again. But if you feel you have experience, knowledge that you'd like to share, and that you feel you could really make a contribution, apply this year. But then don't let that stop you. Keep applying for the council, because it's very important. I think we in Florida, with all the 18 accreditations we have, we bring a very valuable perspective to the council work. And Rashi, thank you for including it in your PowerPoint, because that's really important.
Yes,
Thank you very much,
definitely
Gigi.
agreed.
Thank you.
And that's about it from me. So that can open up a question answer session if we have any.
So
Yeah.
let me just say this to the group. Let's go ahead and ask Rashi some good questions. It's 7:15, we have to 7:30. We are going to do a little networking work the last 5 minutes, but we have time to ask Rashi questions while you got her. So please send your questions up through chat.
Well, I
And
don't have
Holly?
a question, Rashi, and Shantia, but I did want to say that we are up for accreditation now on September 21st. So we are in your May 15th already. Shantia, I did receive my email from Melissa, and I did set up my Calendly. I received a wonderful call from Shantia on a Friday. I asked her not to send me anything until Tuesday, if she remembers correctly. So I told her, please don't send me anything today or tomorrow. Let me have it until Tuesday. So she sent me all the information on Tuesday. I got the share file from Rashi. So I got into my share file. Everything is on the website. If you go through the website, it's so easily explained to you, and everything that you have to download is there. The listen and learn, I did the listen and learns also. So we're all caught up. Everything has to be in by the 15th. I did learn tonight that we can use our own digital portfolios as long as the criteria is the 2019 criteria. So that makes me feel a little bit better. But you guys have been excellent. I appreciate this so much, because I've been through 6 accreditation visits. So we've been through quite a lot. And I think that this year has been very difficult for us. And we decided to go with provisional because it's been just such a challenge. So to have this opportunity, I appreciate. And then we'll look forward to our visit in 2022.
Great. No, that's really awesome. And like I said, the organization of the cohorts and like these individual phone consultations, they're also making us feel good, because we're hearing from programs about how difficult this year has been, but yet how much they've achieved. And so that's always incredibly heartwarming to us who are not in programs. So it's been really special getting to talk to actual programs for 30 minutes a day, and this will continue throughout the cohort. So definitely appreciate that you've gone through the resources, that you liked the phone call, and I hope everyone feels the same way. Any other questions?
I think this has been great, Shanti. I greatly appreciate, Shanti and Rashi. I appreciate all you have done and your willingness to help Florida out. Like I said, Flacey's passion and our mission, our purpose is to help all the programs that are currently accredited, but then to encourage those who want to consider it. So this kind of network call is valuable. Holly, can we show all faces? Let me just see, so we can see everybody. There we go.
So if anyone is listening and would like to turn off the speaker view, you just go up to that upper right-hand corner where it says view and choose gallery so everyone can see everyone. And there you have it.
Well, what we'd like to do now, and Rashi and Shanti, you're welcome to stay with us. What we were going to do, and Holly will help manage it, is we want to talk about this network, this accreditation network. Our vision of this is it is programs that have been accredited, they're going through renewal, they're going provisional, they're going standard, but also programs that are new, that are like, I see my friend Susan Gage, who I know she's thinking about programs in her area. So this is a network of all of us, but we will organize ourselves so that there's a cohort of new ones working together, but then the ones that have been doing it for a while will form mentorships and partnerships and such, and will help each other out. What Holly is going to help us go through is a little exercise where with a network like this, focus on accreditation, what are some of the things that you would like to see? What are some of the services we could provide you? As NACCE is designing our accreditation facilitation program, which is lovingly called AFP. So that's what we'll be calling it. What kind of resources? Because that's one of the things we need to do is make sure we have resources available. You've heard everything that NACCE has, but we also need to have some things. So Holly, I'm going to let you take the exercise and have them write down some ideas for us.
Great, thanks for that, Chris. I am going to drop a link in the chat, and what it's going to do is take us to something called a Jamboard. So if you're on your phone, you might not be able to do this, but for those of you who are on a laptop or a tablet, all you have to do is click on that link, and it means that another window is going to open, and that's perfectly fine. And it's going to take you to our Jamboard. And so I am going to go over there now. And basically, when you're in that space, we're asking what accreditation supports and services do you need? And I see all of you, many of you joining up. And then it says, grab a sticky note from the icon list on the left. It's the fourth one down that looks like a sticky note. Choose your color and add it to the board. And we're going to take just a few minutes, and everyone can see, everyone can add. Or seeing them pop up. Now know that they all kind of go in the same spot, so I might move it around as more people add their stuff. And what we're going to be able to do with this information, and Chris might read out some of these, but we're going to keep this and we can continue to add to it so that it's kept in perpetuity, so that we're able to build off of these. Oh, it went away.
And what you're telling us tonight will help design Flacey's AFP program. How do we support you on a regional and statewide, but also what kind of individual supports do we need beyond what NACCE has already provided? So what can we do? So please give us 2 or 3 ideas so we can start building our program. We want to hear from you. So go for it.
And whoever put theirs up there, you deleted it. So can you put it back? Thank you. That's one.
Are we getting some good ideas, Holly?
We have one so far. Are there questions on how to use Jamboard? Because we have multiple people on it. Now we have 2. So group memberships for accredited programs. Benefits of choosing NACI over other accreditation bodies in Florida. Getting to know other accredited programs so that we can talk with one another about ideas and concerns. I think that's a strong one for sure. Initial orientation to understand the process and steps for regular and provisional accreditation. Set up a schedule to meet with the cohort and be able to ask questions about accreditation. So like regularly as you're going through the process.
Do we have more ideas coming in?
More information about the mentorship between programs. So I guess it means that that's a cool idea and we want to see that.
Okay, give it about 2 more minutes because we want to respect everybody's time. And we're at 7, almost 7.
Oh, we have more coming.
Yeah, keep them coming.
Better communication with the professional that is actually doing the accreditation. It should not be scary. It should be a celebration. Access to the network of programs that are accredited for best practices and sharing. So what's really cool is that we recently did outreach to many of you, and you probably filled out that survey where we're asking where in the process you were with accreditation. And in that survey, it asked if you would be willing to serve in that mentorship position or role. And so we will be following up with those who indicated yes, they are interested. The first step was to host this meeting, and the next step is to build out that support network for you. Unlike Zoom, I can't tell if people are working on stuff. I just see them as they pop up after they're done. So I'm going to give it 1 more minute. The Jamboard will stay open, so anyone can access this. And so feel free to keep working on it. And I'll just read 2 more out and then turn it back over to Chris to wrap up. One was create the partnership, relationship, mentorship opportunities for accredited sites so that we have built-in support network, like make that happen. A resource to ask specific questions about the standards. So maybe that's an online resource, maybe that is a, maybe it's one of that monthly call where people can come in. But there's another one that's asking, you know, what's the timeline for accreditation? How we need a way to share ideas on what documentation would be best to use for the portfolio, for each of the portfolio items. So again, that network that we're talking about building, maybe it includes opportunities to host samples in maybe a shared Google Drive or something like that. So Chris, all those that are still in the room and on the Jamboard, because I see that there are about 12 of you that are on the Jamboard, feel free to stay there and finish your thoughts, but I'm going to turn it back over to Chris to close us out.
Okay, thank you everybody for being here. And Shantia, I saw your chat. We definitely will produce a listing of our Jamboard, of our jamming ideas, and send it up to NACI because they're like the fist bump. We're a partner in all of this, and we want to make sure to share with you guys. So I appreciate all of it. We will have another call next month. It will be, our second network call, and we welcome everybody, and we'll keep getting organized. What I think you'll see between now and then is some organizational ideas coming out. Do we want to have calls for teachers who are going through it to share ideas? Is it administrators who need to connect? How do we need to do that? So we'll keep working on this. And I think this is going to be great. I think Florida is very unusual, but what the heck? We always have been unusual. So we'll just continue doing that with all these great ladies. Is there any final words anybody else wants to say as we get ready to head off, say sayonara for the night? Any final words for anybody? Has this been useful? Yes? feel free. Yes, thumbs up. Is that a good thing? Okay, well, I'm going to say it again.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's been
And you
amazing.
all,
Thank you, Chris.
well, y'all are fantastic. And anything we can do to support you, that's what's important. Angela, our president's on. Angela, do you want to say something to the group before we finish out? Why don't you, there you go.
Hi, thanks everybody for being here. It's so exciting. I can't believe so many people are on a Wednesday night, and just know that Flacy is here for you. We are here for our members, and whatever you need, let us know, and we're happy to help. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, everybody, well, have a wonderful evening, and thanks for taking time out, and you'll be hearing from us. I got Raquel, yes, Raquel, we'll get together, but I want to say it one more time. Accreditation@flacy.org gets to me about accreditation. There's other ways to get to me, but this one specifically on accreditation, make sure you use that email address. That way I miss all the clutter, and I can answer your questions directly. Okay, thank you very much. And thank you to our friends from NACI, and good night, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.